Sean Combs apparently refusing jail food. He actually thinks someone might poison him behind bars.
In a jaw-dropping moment that has everyone talking, Sean Diddy Combs reportedly refused to leave his prison cell after guards turned down his demands. But is this just a case of a frustrated celebrity acting out, or is there something far more troubling behind the scenes? As whispers of power struggles and hidden motives swirl, the once untouchable music mogul finds himself at the center of yet another controversy. What led to this dramatic standoff, and could it signal deeper cracks in his public persona? Stick around because the details of this story will leave you stunned. Diddy's shocking prison showdown, what really happened behind bars. The tension inside the prison walls hit an all-time high when Sean Diddy Combs, the music mogul and entertainment icon, reportedly refused to leave his cell. This heated standoff came after a sharp exchange with prison guards during a routine morning check at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, where he is currently being held. Sources revealed that Diddy's refusal to comply with prison protocols has caused significant delays in addressing multiple legal battles, including several ongoing sexual misconduct lawsuits. Co-counsel for attorney Tony Busby highlighted these issues in a formal request to reschedule a legal conference originally set for January 10, 2025. Legal analyst Megan Cuniff obtained the letter which detailed the disruptions. We have been in negotiations with the defendant's counsel regarding service of process, scheduling, and case management across numerous related actions. Delays have been caused by defendant Combs refusing to leave his cell to accept service. While we believe an agreement in principle has been reached with the defendant's counsel, we are still working out scheduling details. The letter also noted Busby's unavailability for the January conference, suggesting a February date instead. But what exactly led to this standoff? Reports suggest the situation spiraled after Diddy grew frustrated when several of his requests were denied by the guards. Things escalated quickly, with Diddy allegedly barricading himself in his cell for nearly 3 hours. Witnesses described an atmosphere of rising tension with raised voices and emotional outbursts echoing through the prison halls. According to the Daily Mail, Diddy's frustration has been building for weeks. The outlet reported that the hip-hop legend had a breakdown behind bars, particularly after failing to secure bail before the holidays. A source explained, with his high-powered legal team, Diddy believed he'd be out by now. Spending the holidays in jail was a nightmare for him. To cope with his confinement, Diddy reportedly turned to meditation techniques, practicing deep breathing to calm himself. It took hours of focus and mental discipline, but he finally regained his composure, the source added. However, another insider paints a different picture, claiming Diddy is staying strong and focused despite the challenges. This latest prison drama has sparked endless speculation. What triggered Diddy's dramatic refusal to leave his cell? What demands did he make that guards refused to meet? The answers may surprise you. Before we dive into those details, let's take a step back and explore some lesser-known stories about the life and legacy of Sean Diddy Combs. From Harlem hustler to billionaire, Sean Diddy Combs isn't just a music icon, he's a visionary who built a billion-dollar empire from the ground up. Born in Harlem and raised in Mount Vernon, his story is one of relentless ambition and unshakable confidence. Dropping out of Howard University didn't mark the end of his dreams. Instead, it was the spark that ignited his meteoric rise. Diddy's journey began humbly interning at Uptown Records, where he quickly made his mark with a sharp eye for talent and trends. By 1993, he had founded Bad Boy Records, a label that forever changed hip-hop, and introduced legends like the notorious B.I.G. and Mary J. Blige. But for Diddy, music was just the starting line. In 1998, he ventured into fashion with Sean John, a brand that brought urban style into the mainstream. The label's success earned him a prestigious CFDA award, solidifying his place in the fashion world. Not one to rest on his laurels, Diddy turned his attention to the spirits industry, partnering with Ciroc Vodka. Under his leadership, Ciroc transformed into a household name, earning him a 9-figure income, ad ventures like De Leon Tequila and Revolt TV, and it's clear Diddy has a golden touch. By 2023, Diddy's hard work paid off in spades. He became one of hip-hop's first billionaires and a fixture on Forbes' list of wealthiest entertainers. But success hasn't come without criticism. Former Bad Boy artists have accused him of unfair contracts, and while these claims cast a shadow, they haven't diminished his larger impact. Diddy's contributions go beyond business. His philanthropic efforts, like opening Capital preparatory schools and donating millions to Howard University, demonstrate his commitment to uplifting underserved communities. These acts of generosity show a man determined to leave a legacy that's about more than money. Family also plays a central role. in Diddy's life. As a father of 6, he's not just building wealth, but involving his children in his empire, ensuring the Combs name will resonate for generations. From his days as an intern to becoming a symbol of hustle and resilience, Diddy has rewritten what it means to be a mogul. His journey is a testament to dreaming big and never backing down. Not even Diddy could have predicted how drastically his life will change. But even with all his success, life has a way of throwing curveballs. What could possibly shake the foundation of an empire this strong, and what led to him being in prison? Diddy's dark allegations. The charges against Sean Diddy Combs have sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Accusations of trafficking, misconduct, and racketeering paint a disturbing picture of a man once seen as a music icon. According to federal investigators, between 2000 and 2023, Diddy allegedly ran a vast criminal enterprise that spanned multiple states. Behind the glitz and glamour of his music empire, authorities claim he orchestrated a hidden operation involving illegal activities. At the heart of the allegations are victims who say they were drawn to private events under the guise of career opportunities. These individuals, often young models or aspiring artists, allege that they were manipulated, drugged, and assaulted. Prosecutors suggest this wasn't an isolated incident but part of a calculated system of exploitation. The most serious charges come under the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, often reserved for organized crime. Prosecutors argue that Diddy's businesses, including Bad Boy Entertainment, served as a facade for money laundering, drug distribution, and trafficking operations. Adding weight to the case are former associates who have turned state's witnesses. These insiders allege that Diddy used his power and influence to silence victims, employing physical threats and legal intimidation to maintain control. Their testimonies describe a tightly run operation designed to evade detection. Evidence uncovered by federal investigators includes private jet logs showing cross-state travel, suspicious wire transfers to offshore accounts, and damning digital files retrieved from phones and computers. These pieces of evidence suggest a systematic effort to cover tracks and silence witnesses. Homeland Security's involvement added another layer of intensity, with coordinated raids on properties tied to Diddy. The financial evidence is equally troubling. Investigators traced transactions believed to be hush money used to suppress victim stories. Recorded conversations and security footage reportedly show calculated steps to manage this shadowy network. If convicted on all charges, Diddy could face over 100 years behind bars. Officials have called this case one of the largest celebrity criminal investigations in recent history. The scale of the operation and Diddy's high-profile status have captured public attention, leaving the entertainment industry reeling. For now, Sean Diddy Combs finds himself fighting not only for his reputation but also for his freedom. The legal battle ahead promises to be one of the most closely watched in recent memory. Diddy's harsh reality behind bars. Sean Diddy Combs, once the face of luxury and success, now finds himself in a very different world, one where his fame and wealth offer little protection. Arrested on September 16th and indicted on serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, the music mogul is currently serving time in the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, in Brooklyn, New York, a place notorious for its brutal conditions. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnafilo, has expressed serious concerns for his high-profile client's safety behind bars. In an interview on September 17th, shortly after Diddy was denied bail, Agnafilo shared his worries that the food is reportedly inedible, it's violent, and someone like Mr. Combs could easily become a target for various threats. We simply can't allow that to happen. For Diddy, the reality of life in prison is nothing short of a shock. He appeared visibly changed during his most recent court appearance, looking thinner and grayer than before. It's a stark contrast to the man who once lived a lavish lifestyle, surrounded by wealth and power. Gone is the glamorous image of the music mogul who once called a $35 million mansion in Miami home. In that mansion, Diddy enjoyed the comfort of private security, a staff of assistants, and close friends and family to keep him company. Now his life is confined to a small, colorless cell in a place that has been described as a nightmare. A former inmate who spent time in MDC in 2019 summed up the conditions saying, "Kyle, it's a terrible, horrible place. There's no air and the food is barely edible. The reality is grim." Diddy may have to endure regular strip searches, limited shower time, and very little contact with loved ones, all while facing the constant threat of violence. Sam Mangle, a prison consultant, describes parts of the MDC as pure hell, noting that this facility is widely regarded as one of the most dangerous federal detention centers in the country. At one point, Diddy was placed on suicide watch, a measure often taken for inmates thought to be at risk of self-harm. A former inmate who was on suicide watch recalled the harsh environment, saying, "The lights are on 24 hours a day. You're always being watched by cameras, and every time you leave your cell, you get strip searched." Inmates in these conditions are given very little privacy or personal freedom. Items like toothbrushes and hygiene products have to be specifically authorized, and inmates are provided with special rubber shoes and utensils for eating. For Diddy, the day-to-day reality behind bars is a far cry from the luxury and control he was accustomed to in his former life. Gone are the days of enjoying gourmet meals prepared by a personal chef. Now Diddy must follow a strict prison schedule just like every other inmate. The inmates at MDC face an early wake-up call at 6 a.m. and meals are basic at best. For breakfast, they might be served oatmeal or bran flakes. Lunch could be a chicken patty sandwich, and dinner might consist of Salisbury steak, a meager portion that doesn't come close to the lavish dinners Diddy once enjoyed. Some reports even describe the food as unappetizing, with dishes like murder burgers, thin, tough patties that resemble leather. In addition to the limited food choices, Diddy has access to a set amount of phone minutes. Inmates are given just 300 minutes per month to make calls, and those calls are closely monitored. Email access is also restricted. Inmates can send text-only messages, and the cost is around 5 cents per minute. There are no images allowed, and visitors must undergo background checks before entering. The violence at MDC is another concern. In 2020, inmate Jamal Floyd tragically died after being pepper sprayed by correction officers, and in July, another inmate, Edwin Cordo, was fatally injured in a fight. The conditions in the facility are so harsh that Cordo's lawyer described it as a hell on earth, while his widow, Ashley, criticized the overcrowding and lack of care. "Rats run through the place, and no human should have to live like this," she said. Her advice to Diddy was simple: don't trust anyone. Life for Diddy in MDC may be even more dangerous due to the nature of the charges he faces. People like him, those accused of sexual offenses, are often targeted in prison, said one former inmate. Diddy's wealth and fame may not offer the protection he once enjoyed. Some sources suggest that Diddy could try to win favor with prison guards or fellow inmates, which might grant him some privileges like extra food or time outside his cell. Blair G., a former MDC inmate, explained, "If the guards take a liking to him, he might get a little more leniency." However, another source cautioned that Diddy's fame may not mean much in prison. "Out there, you're a 10, but in here, you're just another inmate. The prison world is different." Now, here's where it gets interesting. Diddy made demands so shocking that even the guards wouldn't comply, sparking the latest drama in his refusal to leave prison. What were the guards really denying? Temper tantrum or justified frustration? The recent headlines about Sean Diddy Combs refusing to leave his cell have sparked heated debates. Was this a dramatic tantrum, or is there more to the story? While some initial reports painted a picture of defiance, closer examination reveals a situation far more nuanced than many might expect. Could Diddy's behavior be a reaction to the immense psychological toll of his life's sudden and dramatic shift? Reports suggest that Diddy might even be avoiding meals in prison, a decision some speculate could stem from safety concerns. Larry Levine, founder of Wall Street Prison Consultants, shared his perspective, saying, "Diddy's decision might be rooted in fear. In prison, people with influence or enemies are always at risk. He might worry about someone tampering with his food, especially given his high-profile status and history." Levine added that it's not uncommon for individuals in Diddy's position to suspect outside connections orchestrating harm. Nancy Grace, the well-known legal commentator and journalist, didn't hold back her thoughts on the matter. In her signature straightforward style, she remarked, "No one, not even Diddy, is above the law. This behavior is unacceptable and disrespectful to the guards who work tirelessly in difficult environments." Grace went on to address the stark contrast in Diddy's life. For years, he enjoyed a lifestyle most people can only dream of: private jets, luxury homes, and red carpet events. But now he's facing the reality of an 8x10 cell. Fame and fortune don't grant immunity from accountability. Her words resonate with those who feel Diddy needs to accept the consequences of his actions, just like anyone else. Despite her sharp critique, Grace also hinted at a broader issue: the emotional toll incarceration takes on individuals, especially those accustomed to control and privilege. Her comments underline the importance of understanding the mental health challenges faced by inmates, even as they are held accountable for their actions. Contrary to some reports of an explosive outburst, sources close to the situation describe Diddy's refusal to leave his cell as calm but resolute. This standoff lasted for 6 hours, during which Diddy reportedly remained composed despite the mounting tension. Clinical psychologist Dr. Sarah Martinez sheds light on this kind of behavior, saying, "The loss of control for someone like Diddy, who is used to being in charge, can trigger unique coping mechanisms. Refusing to leave his cell might have been his way of reclaiming a sense of power in an environment where he has none." Fellow inmates have offered conflicting accounts of the incident. Some describe Diddy as visibly stressed during phone calls with his legal team, while others claim he seemed more composed. The emotional strain of navigating his legal battles, coupled with the drastic change in his lifestyle, likely taking a toll. Security footage from the incident provides a more detailed perspective. It shows no signs of physical aggression or violence, but rather a man grappling with the harsh realities of incarceration. Prison officials confirmed that Diddy's behavior didn't escalate into anything requiring disciplinary action. Interestingly, the timing of this incident has raised eyebrows. It coincides with key developments in Diddy's legal case, leading some to speculate that his refusal to leave his cell might have been linked to receiving difficult news about his defense. This potential connection highlights the enormous pressure he faces as his legal challenges continue to unfold. Mental health advocates argue that labeling Diddy's behavior as a mere tantrum oversimplifies the situation. The psychological challenges of incarceration, especially for high-profile figures like Diddy, are often far more complex. The loss of freedom, constant scrutiny, and ongoing legal battles create a perfect storm of stress and anxiety. Prison counselors who work with high-profile inmates note that such responses are not unusual. "Everyone processes the transition differently," one counselor shared. Diddy's refusal to leave his cell falls within the range of normal behavior for someone adjusting to such a drastic lifestyle change. Diddy's situation has ignited important discussions about the mental health support available to inmates, particularly those in high-pressure situations. Experts emphasize that addressing the emotional and psychological challenges faced by inmates could lead to better outcomes for everyone involved. Recognizing these behaviors as part of the adjustment process, rather than immediately dismissing them as defiance, could pave the way for more compassionate prison management practices. As Diddy's legal battles continue and the world watches closely, one question remains: was his behavior an act of rebellion or simply a human reaction to unimaginable stress? Now, it's time to hear from you. What do you think about this? Is Diddy's reaction justified, or do you consider it a tantrum? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, fam. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. While you're still here, check out the next video that pops up on your screen.